Okay, number one on our list of the 6 dumbest bets you can make in a casino is on the craps table, and it's called the Big 6 or the Big 8. Now, if you look at a craps layout, you'll see down in one corner of the table, and it's rather prominent, very bold on the table. You'll see a giant 6 and a giant 8, and you can bet, if you want to bet the Big 6, you would bet, let's say you want to bet $6. So you bet $6 on the Big 6, and what will happen is they'll roll the dice, and if the 6 comes in, you win, and you win even money, so you get $6 back. If a 7 comes in, you'll lose. Same occurs on the Big 8. If you bet $6 on the Big 8, and it doesn't have to be $6, it could be $5, but I'm going with 6 because Matt's going to explain something to you here. But if, again, it's an even money bet, so you're betting that an 8 will show up before a 7. If the 8 does, you win. Your even money bet, you'd get another $6. And if a 7 rolled, you would lose. Now, the casino edge on this is 9.09%, which is very bad. It's very high. But Matt's going to explain how you can make the exact same bet with a much lower casino edge.
Yeah, so literally about a foot away from the Big 6 and the Big 8 on the craps layout is the place bets. It goes across the whole table, and you can bet on any of the numbers that you want that aren't a single roll, and you can place the 6 and place the 8. And instead of paying even money like the Big 6 and the Big 8 does, these two bets pay $7 for every 6 that you bet. So that's the key here is that you have to bet $6 on this bet to get the low house edge, which if you do is 1.52%. And it's literally the exact same bet. You're just getting paid more money. So why would you... So if you bet $6 on this bet, on the place the 6, if a 6 comes in, you win $7. So if you put your money a foot away, you're only going to get paid $6. So would you rather get paid $6 for your $6 bet, or would you rather get paid $7 for your $6 bet? You'd take the extra dollar. There's no extra work. And it goes the same thing for the place on the 8. You're betting that an 8's going to come in before a 7 does. You bet $6. If an 8 comes in, you win $7. So again, there's no extra work involved. You just put your chips in a different place on the table, and you get paid extra money.
Now, the one thing you should mention to people is that you can't make that bet yourself. You have to give the money to the dealer at the craps table.
Oh, yeah. You need to put the money down and on the table and say where you want it to go. You can't put it there. The craps dealer has to put it there.
Yeah, but again, you're looking at a 1.52% house edge versus a 9.09% house edge. So that's a huge difference.
Number 2 on our list of the worst bets you can make in a casino is on a roulette table, and it's only on the 00 roulette wheel, and that is the 5-number bet, where if you see the layout on a roulette table, it has all the numbers, the red and black numbers in the middle, and then off to the top, it has the 2 green numbers, the 0 and the 00, and 1, 2, and 3 are the first set of numbers in the grid below it. So what this bet is you take a chip and you put it on the corner of where single 0 meets 1, 2, and 3, and you're betting on all 5 of those numbers to come in at the same time.
Now, the casino advantage on that bet, every bet on a 00 wheel in roulette is 5.26, but there's only one bet that you can make that has a higher casino advantage, and that's the 5-number bet. The casino advantage on that bet is 7.89%, so it's 50% higher. So there is another way to make the same bet and get a better return, keep the casino advantage down to 5.26%. So you never want to make the 5-number bet on a 00 roulette wheel. So what you would do instead, let's say you were betting $5, instead of putting it on the 5-number bet, where if you won, it pays 6 to 1. So if you won, you would get 30 chips back and your 5 chips, so you get back 35 chips. But instead, if you took your 5 chips and you put 1 on 0, 1 on 00, 1 on 1, 1 on 2, 1 on 3, and it hit, you would get 35 to 1. So you would get back 36 chips rather than 35 chips. So the 5-number roulette bet is really a sucker bet. And it's a bet you never want to make. There is a smarter way to make that bet, and just break it down and put it on the individual numbers. You're much better off. All right, number 3 on our list is betting 4 coins in video poker. Now, when you're playing video poker, you can see the pay table there, and generally you can bet between 1 and 5 coins. So pretty much all video poker machines are the same. And if you happen to hit for that top award, which is a royal flush, if you bet 1 coin, you'll get 250. If you bet 2 coins, you get 500. 3 coins, 750. 4 coins, 1,000. So it goes up by 250. So, but if you bet that 5th coin, rather than 250 for 1 for each coin you bet, it jumps up to 800 for 1. So you're getting a giant bonus for making that extra bet. So sometimes I see people do this, and it's really a dumb thing to do. If you're playing video poker, you should either bet 1 coin or you should bet 5 coins. And 5 coins is almost always preferred because it increases that payoff for the royal flush from 250 for 1 to 800 for 1.
Yeah, so for instance, if you're playing 9-6 jacks or better, we did an analysis on it. And a 9-6 jacks or better machine pays 99.54% if you're playing it perfectly. And that's if it pays 4,000 for 5 coins on a royal flush. Now, when I did the analysis, I dropped it to pay 1,250 coins for a royal flush, which is what it would be incrementally, and the payoff drops to 98.37%. So if you're only betting 4 coins and you're not getting that bonus for the royal flush, you're giving up almost 1.25% in return. That you're giving that edge back to the casinos. So if it's only going to cost you 1 more coin to play, you might as well bet that coin to get the full payback of the machine. And if it's 5 coins is too much, then just bet 1 coin. There's no point in betting 2, 3, or 4 coins.
Yeah, so again, if you're a video poker player, never bet 4 coins, and actually probably never bet 3 or 2. Either bet 1 coin or the 5 coins to take advantage of that extra bonus in case you happen to get that royal flush.
Number 4 on our list is splitting a pair of 10s in the blackjack table. There's a very well-known blackjack author named Stanford Wong who has a saying that there's only 2 kinds of people who split 10s, idiots and card counters. And if you're not counting cards, then you're the idiot.
Yeah, if basic strategy, for those who aren't familiar with blackjack and splitting 10s, what it is, if you're dealt 2 face cards or 2 10-value cards, you can split them apart and make an additional bet. So that's a bad idea, though, because unless you're a card counter and you know that it's in a favorable situation for you, basic strategy says never split a pair of 10s. But one of our friends, Henry Van Buren, who is, you can see some of his blackjack videos. He's a blackjack expert. You can see some of his videos on our channel. He did some mathematical analysis on this, and here's what he came up with.
So in the game he analyzed, it was a 6-deck game when a dealer stands on soft 17 with all other normal rules. And he said if you had a pair of 10s, which is a 20, and you stood on it, you have an 83% chance of winning that hand. If you were to split that hand, and you only have a 63% chance of winning each of those hands. So it drops by a whole 20%. So there's really no point in doing that.
And don't forget that only about 1/3 of the cards in the deck are 10s. So if you split those 10s, the people are assuming that they're going to get another 10 and say, oh, I'm going to get another 10. Well, 2/3 of the time, you're not going to get a 10. You're going to make your hand worse. So only 1/3 of the time, you're going to get another 10 on there. Now, if you were a card counter and you knew there were a lot of 10s out there, then you're going to get it more often. But if you're not counting cards, that's why if you're a basic strategy player, never split 10s. It's a bad idea. Number 5 on our list, we're going to go back to the craps table again, and this is the any 7 bet. Now, this bet, it's a 1-roll bet. You put your money there, and you have to give the money to the dealer, and he'll put it there for you. And you're betting that a 7 will be rolled on the next throw. Now, this is the worst bet on the craps table. And not only is it the worst bet on the craps table, it's one of the worst bets in the entire casino. So the casino advantage on this bet is 16.67%. And the reason it's so high, the true odds are 5-1, and they'll only pay you 4-1. So you never want to make an any 7 bet on the craps table. But if you want to make a bet on the next roll being a 7, there's actually a different way you can make a bet, which gives you much better odds, and Matt's going to explain it to you.
Unlike the bets we went over before, The other way to make this bet is slightly different, but it has an extremely low house edge when compared to that bet. The any 7 or the Big Red, what it's also called, has a 16.67% edge, like he said. But what you can do is you can make a come bet or a pass line bet, which will win if a 7 comes out on the first roll, and that goes down to 1.41%. The way this is a little different, though, is if you were to make a pass line bet or a come bet, they're the same bet, you just make them at different times. If you put your money out and on the initial roll, if a 7 comes out, you win, but it only pays even money. However, if an 11 comes out, you also win. If a 2, 3, or 12 come out, you lose. And if any other number in the middle comes out, the point becomes that number, and then if they roll that same number again before they roll a 7, then you also win. So there's a lot more ways to win on that bet. It only pays even money, but there's much more ways to win on it, so it lowers your house edge by over 10 times.
Yeah, that any 7 bet, they're going to give you 4 to 1. So realistically, rather if you put $5 to win $20, you'd be better off taking that $20 and putting it on a pass line or a come bet, because you're cutting the edge down from 16.67% down to 1.4%.
The last thing on our list is not making a max coin bet on a slot machine that has a wide area progressive. And if you're not familiar with what a wide area progressive is, it's when many different slot machines spread over a wide area, like the entire state or the entire country, share a progressive jackpot max payoff. And those are all linked, and then it builds based on the people that are playing those machines throughout the entire state. So generally they have a much higher payout, and it builds, or a much higher payoff number, and it builds much faster since there's so many people playing the machines to build it up. A great example of this is Megabucks.
Yeah, Megabucks is what they would call a life-changing wide area progressive. I believe it starts at $10 million to jackpot, and it continues to build until someone hits it, and then it resets back to the original amount. Now, that is really one of the worst games you can bet if you're a slot machine player in Las Vegas. And I tell people all the time, if you're going to Las Vegas, you want to try a wide area progressive, take a little bit of your money and put it in there, hope you get lucky. But that's not a machine you want to play all the time, because we put statistics in our book for the $1 in Las Vegas. The $1 slot machine, the average $1 slot machine returns around 94%. The average $1 a Megabucks slot machine, the payback percentage is about 87%. So it's 7% lower. So just to begin with, you have a very low payback machine. And if you are not betting maximum coins, you are not eligible for that progressive jackpot. And all you are doing is you are building up that jackpot for someone else to win. So whenever you play a wide area progressive jackpot, you have to play the max coins. It doesn't make sense to play that unless you're hitting that max coin button, because if you're not doing that, then you're just building up the jackpot for someone else to win.
The worst part would be if you're not betting max coins. And can you imagine if you're playing Megabucks and you hit the winning combination, and if you had just bet $1 more, you'd have won $10 million, but instead you're winning like $4,000?
Yeah, but Megabucks is just one example, but there are other ones out there. And to be honest with you, I don't play slots that often, but I think there's like a Quarter Mania. But they're usually pretty easy to see, because they have these big giant jackpots. And people play them all the time. But again, if you're going to play those machines, make sure you're betting max coin. Otherwise, you're just, like I said, letting someone else win your jackpot.
All right, that's it for our list of 6 of the dumbest bets that you can make in the casino. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we try and put out a couple of videos a month, and if you subscribe, you'll automatically be notified when a new video is out. And thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casino.